Hey everyone, it's Bryony. So today I'm going to be doing a sort of first impressions slash review of the Merula cup, which loads of people have been asking me to do. I've had a few problems recently with my period. I really wanted to try this cup out on my last cycle. You can probably see my pads currently drying in the background. So my last period finished just a couple of days ago, but unfortunately last week, or it was last Tuesday actually I think, because I started on Monday, I realised that, well, I discovered that I can no longer take ibuprofen. I woke up on the second day of my period with like really bad pain across my back, like someone was stabbing me, and it turned out to be my stomach. It just cannot handle ibuprofen anymore. Even though I am very careful about eating when I take it, it just doesn't like it anymore, and I was in a lot of pain for a good couple of days. So I really couldn't use any menstrual cup in those days. Although the first day of my period, for some reason, I did actually manage to use one, but it was a very soft one that I've been very familiar with because I was still a bit crampy, but I wasn't as bad as usual. So ironically, my period pain this month was all right, it would have been fine, but my chest pain and my back pain was just too horrific to even consider doing anything new. So I didn't get to try this out, and because I've just started a course of antibiotics as well, I'm not sure how my body is going to respond to. I don't know how the next couple of periods will be either. So I figured I would try and do, instead of doing waiting to try it out on my period and do a review then, I would do a first impressions review of using this cup on a dry run, because for me, I'm so used to using menstrual cups now that a dry run can really give me a very good impression of how a cup would work. And because we're in the same way, we're all different shapes and sizes on the outside, we're people are all different shapes and sizes on the inside as well. So even if this cup didn't necessarily work, leaked a little bit on my period, it doesn't mean it would always leak for everybody, because again, our shapes are all very different. So the best way to tell, actually, I think sometimes, is to do it on a dry run and see how it feels, how easy it is to get in and to maneuver, and how the cup itself feels material wise, which I can easily do in a sample review like this. So I currently have it here. I believe, yeah, it's a one size menstrual cup from Merula, and it's got a special ladder system, so I thought I would do it on camera. I've already just taken off the little whatchamacallit, like tape thing there, and I'm just opening the box now. So this is what it looks like on the inside, and this is the Merula cup, and this is the little pouch it comes with, which is a really cute apple print actually. Oh, it's quite a big pouch. There, looks like it needs to be for that. And then the back here, there are some instructions. Little instruction booklet. Basically, that looks like German. Yeah, all the instructions, I'm pretty sure that's German. Somebody confirm it for me, but it's certainly not English. There you go. But anyway, the diagrams show that the punch down fold, is how they recommend you insert it, and then also how to cut the stem and how long it is. So with no part of the stem ladder cut off, it is 72 millimeters long. With one ring cut off, it is 61 millimeters long, and with two rings cut off, it is 50 millimeters long. And they don't recommend cutting off the whole thing. So I know I have a very low cervix, so I'm going to need to cut both these off. The cup itself, there's some kind of like a bit of dust, I think, on it, so I need to wash and boil this first. But like the material itself doesn't feel like particularly bad or particularly good, if that makes sense. It's sort of average. You can see where like the seam marks is from where the cup's been sealed together. That's the inside of the cup. Doesn't have a very thick rim, although it's marginally firmer than the base of the cup. It's quite squishy. So anyway, I'm going to cut the stem now. So, got my scissors here. Where I would do this, if I can do it on camera, I'm going to cut right here and right here. Let me try and not cut off my finger and not drop the rest of this. Okay, so there is the other bit of the stem cut off, and now I have one loop to hook my finger in to take this out. So punch down fold that they recommend is to push it in, and then you get a very like weird shaped punch down fold, but it's quite a small insertion point, so this looks possible. I might work out it's better to do it with a 7 fold, which is where you squish it in half, fold one corner down to make like the number 7, if you can kind of tell, and then it's nice and flat that way. I might find that that works better, but we'll have to see. It's quite a, seems to be quite strong resistance and opening. You might even be able to just fold it in half and do the C fold if that's your personal favourite, who knows. So let me go and wash and boil this cup, and then I will insert it and see what I think. Okay, so I'm back now from my test run. I remembered I meant to film this video in the bathroom, however it's now dark outside, and my bathroom has a fan which is connected to the lights. When you turn the lights on, the fan whirs and it makes a horrific noise. You might even be able to hear it humming in the background here. So basically I could not get this cup to open at all inside me. I tried the punch down fold, which they recommended. I tried the 7 fold. I even tried the C fold, actually, like this, which should be the easiest to open up. But I just couldn't get it to open. I think I might just be too small down there for this cup to really open up, because I've got my ruby cup here, which is my favorite cup that I use a lot of the time. And you can see like the size difference width-wise. They're pretty much the same length, and actually length-wise it was fine, but like it's a huge difference in terms of width. Even if they're quite similar at the rim, this one is much more of a like a bulbous shape than this one, which is much longer. And it really wouldn't want to open no matter what I did. And actually after a while I got kind of sore, even though I was using lubricant to try and get this in. So this cup for me wouldn't work on my period. I know, even like with the blood and extra added like lubrication, like I couldn't get it to open in itself, no matter like how much pinching I did or pushing up, pulling down. I think just in general these rounder cups just don't tend to work for me as well. I had no problem grabbing this bit and pulling it out, but it's just too big, I think, for someone like me. So I think this sort of cup would only be one that I'd recommend if you were somebody who maybe found that when you use cups like this, longer sort of V-shaped cups, that it sometimes slips down or tends to come out, which can sometimes happen. Then I maybe would recommend trying a cup like this, because it's wider, and you'd definitely be less likely to get this one slipping down inside of you if you have a problem with the more narrower shaped cups. So maybe this would work for you, but otherwise I don't think I'd recommend this to anyone who's younger. Probably not as a first cup either. I think you would need to know that this shape didn't work for you in order to use this one, because I wouldn't want to recommend this as someone's first cup and they try this and realise, oh my gosh, I can't get it open, menstrual cup's just out of the question, because I couldn't use this one. And I'm pretty good at getting cups in there and open, so I mean I personally cannot use this cup, and like I said, I'd only recommend it for those people who know that they maybe have a problem with cups sliding down and they need them wider than this. Might work for you, but again, I can't really guarantee. So yeah, a bit disappointing on that one, because I was kind of excited to try this different shaped cup, but obviously it just didn't work for me, and everyone is different shapes and sizes, so that is the case sometimes. Things just don't work out for people. But I guess this was useful in some ways, and I hope you guys found it useful in knowing whether or not this is a cup you may want to consider or rule out now based on what I've tried out. But again, like I said before, my body is my body and might work out differently for you. But anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe. I hope the video was helpful at all, and I will see you later in the week. Bye.